Hi, I'm James. I'm a landscape designer, and I'm off to see my next client, Jackie.
It's always you're anticipating, your mind's racing at what sort of things you're going to be getting into, and it's all sort of a great big ball of questions.
About 6 months ago, my partner and I decided that we would move in together, so we bought this house.
Along with the house came the tangled yard.
Oh, who's coming?
That would be yours truly.
James, hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, you've got
Welcome.
a gorgeous house here.
Thank you.
But I'm here for the garden.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Well, come on in. This is
Great.
Lucy.
Hey, Lucy. What's up?
Lucy James.
Hi, Lucy. Lucy, come on out and show us the yard.
Yeah. This is Lucy's yard.
Lucy, what do you think?
Lucy says,
Wow.
well, it's a little overgrown.
Oh, you know what, though? Right away, I think we take down that maple to open it up.
I love that tree. That tree must stay.
Just kidding. I love it. It's so beautiful. It's like the anchor, the focal of this whole place.
Here's the first thing. See how, you can't go 2 feet without going down a step? There's, no place to put a table. And then this area in the back
As a destination.
has a different feel. You have a destination.
The backyard right now is in a horrible state. It's just a giant slope. This is a very difficult backyard to gain back without spending a fortune. Now, what about, Jackie, the storage area here? Is there anything you want to talk about with that?
Well, I think what I want to do is move it back. I'd like, if possible, to get rid of that space in the back.
Okay.
By where the wood is.
We'll do it and give you that space back.
Okay.
Jackie's yard may not be much now, but dirty business can turn it into a usable oasis.
What's going on with the property here?
Whatever you guys come up with, this Japanese maple, don't even think of going even close to it. Figure something out that sort of ties in that Japanese maple and sets it off. I mean, it is the centerpiece of this garden. It really is.
Because the grade is, it's kind of a wonky wave kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Getting from this grade to this grade is going to be some series of stairs
That's the important part, getting a nice tiered transition as you work your way down.
Because the grades actually create a lot of interest. Just got to work them properly.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
Let's get started.
See ya.
So Lorne is starting with a site survey.
There's a reason they call this SUV. Stupid, ugly vehicle. It's falling apart. Oh, I'm really just a beast of burden. Oh, the house. It's a nice house. Looks like it used to be a cottage, but they've added a second floor. Looks like tight access here for machinery and men and whatnot. Ew. Except for the Japanese maple, that's beautiful. The grades are going to be really important because the way the door is situated down into the back of the garden, because it does slope a fair bit for a fairly small yard. We really have to take into consideration how the grade drops off. So the amount of steps required, the elevations, how it's going to be retained, whether it's going to be patio or walls or decking, all those things, and the privacy from the neighbor, I'm assuming. Good fences make good neighbors. You don't always want to say hello to your neighbor. You want to be friendly, but you don't want to come out in your Calvin Kleins and with your cappuccino and have to say hello. It might be awkward.
Lorne needs to take all the measurements so we can figure out the plan of attack.
Okay, so Jackie's house. Get up!
Oh, I'm so excited about this design.
Get up!
Look at that. It's a house with boundaries,
Yes.
a
Now,
shed, and a tree.
You know what's really cool about this one? Everything's going to roll around this Japanese maple. Gorgeous maple, which is
Right.
going to dictate this design.
So two of the main concerns, the grade issue, creating some interesting space up here, which
Right.
was lacking, and this beautiful specimen Japanese maple.
That's right.
Which sounds like decking maybe in order.
Decking probably is in order for this design, for sure. I agree.
Because that's a cost-effective way to deal with grades rather than putting
That's
terrace system with natural stone,
That's
brick,
right.
etc. Well, I think what we're probably going to do, James, hear me out on this. We're going to have a transitional deck at the top for barbecue and a little intimate area for the family to have a coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
Then we'll go down to a main deck, which will be for dining, and then we're going to have some sort of stair system that will lead down to a third area, which will be more of a destination garden for the swing chair, etc. So I better get drawing this. Usually the lots in town are long and narrow, sort of like bowling alleys, and this is sort of a short and squat lot, so and the yard's fairly wide. I'd say it's about, well, it's about this wide, which is about 40 feet or so. Yeah, 40 feet. I'd say 8 inches.
The goal of any design is to make a space feel a little bit bigger than it actually is. In this case, we're using diagonals to create the illusion of size.
And we're working off the angles of this little tiny window that's off the kitchen and this little bay area here. I mean, it's not just for any random reason. It usually ties into something that's happening, but it will often make the line seem a little bit longer in your garden. It doesn't always work, but in this case it does.
So basically the idea is to dress up the prized Japanese maple with some floating decks. But is this gonna fly with Jackie?
Hey, James.
Hello.
Hi.
Great to
Good
see
to see you.
Have you been? So, I've got a great garden for you.
Okay, let's see.
Here we are. Right away, what we want to do is remove that whole step system that's been
Right.
built against the house. You like to barbecue, so you walk right out and have this ample
Oh,
little
see,
area
that's
over
nice.
here.
We can have coffee out there in the morning.
For privacy, we just want to put some liriodendron.
Right.
Liriodendrons are tulip trees, and they are a native tree to this habitat down here. So after you've had your cup of coffee, you can come down the stairs, and now we thought about the big open deck here.
Right.
Then I want you to come right down on these large, beautiful wooden stairs. These are basically mini floating decks.
Sure.
It's got
Okay.
a focal Japanese maple, which I'm going to have someone come in and prune it perfectly for you.
Okay.
The garden shed, we're going to pull it back, take it
Right.
right to the property line so that you have more area out front for planting.
So the construction's starting tomorrow, and I want to make sure that it's not too dirty and not too noisy.
Well, we'll just turn that over to our intrepid landscape crew.
All right.
When you're breaking ground, you've got to be ready for anything.
There's supposed to be a planter bed right through there.
But no one was suspecting to be caught between a rock and a hard place.
This is the problem. All of a sudden, we have a piece of Stonehenge in the middle of the back frickin' yard.